What up, gamers? Spencer here, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. So yeah, let's continue here. We're kind of stuck at this theater here, and now we got Navia here talking to us.
Huh? You mean us?
I forgot Paimon had the glasses.
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Yeah.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
No. I mean, I think I heard about it when I first met her back in that one event where it was like a storybook.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Dang, they're one of the more cooler looking NPCs in my opinion.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
Dang.
But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a
Okay.
trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Well, when you put it like that,
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well,
not always.
And why would that be?
Let's see. I mean, something serious like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment. Yeah, that's what I would say. But if it is like, what people want the most, then, it is what it is. But yeah, I would say this. Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside. That is true too. Because, if it's just like a story being told in an emotional way, I feel like that'll be easy to be going to one side. But I would say the second one.
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I too think that the Traveler's response was most excellent.
I'm sure, with anyone outside of Fontaine, their answer will probably be a bit different. Just because I'm guessing maybe, since it is the way it is right now in Fontaine, that most people have agreed to treat a trial like entertainment.
No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact.
And I do think it's a very interesting concept for that being a thing, like a part of their culture here.
And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer.
Like-
You passed with flying colors.
I guess for me, I've never really seen that done before. I think it's a very unique concept, just treating a trial like for entertainment. Like, yeah, there's definitely, like drama shows, like your Better Call Sauls and stuff, where it is for entertainment.
Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence.
But like,
You
in
two
real
shall
trials,
be my assistants.
you definitely want to treat it very seriously.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the points, Paimon.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lenny's tricks. Thanks!
You know, with those two bodyguards, I feel like, I know they're supposed to be just NPCs and stuff, but if they were like given more detail, like a playable character, I feel like they'll be cool, maybe like 4-star characters, in my opinion. I think that'll be pretty cool. I just like the way they're designed, like they're in the roles too, in their personalities. Anyways, yeah, I guess we'll actually have to do this. Wait, can we actually leave though? Hold on, I'm actually kind of curious now. Or are we just really stuck here? Oh yeah, wait, can we even use the map? Like if we can try to fast travel out of here. Okay, we can't. Alright. But that's fine. Yeah, it's actually been like 2 days for me since I last recorded this, so yeah, it's been like 2 days later. And man, I wish I could have gotten to work on Charlotte. Like, I really want to work on her character next. Since, she's been part of the story. Let's go in... How do we even get to the top of the stage here? Oh, there's the stairs. So apparently we can do that. Ooh. We'll go from this side here first.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall.
Yeah, you can see the burn marks there on one end.
The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
So either Linny didn't realize this was a safety concern, or... You know what? I thought about something. Maybe it's a... It could have been, like, done with a... Maybe... Someone with the fire powers. Like, with, like, a fire vision. And they use their weapon, like a sword or something, to cut it. Maybe.
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
I'm just wondering if it's, like, a main character or not. I'm trying to think of, like, maybe any Fontaine characters that is, like, pyro, but also have a sword. Or, any like, blade weapon. But I can't think of one on the top of my head. Because, there's got to be some kind of, like, burn factor to it. I'm just looking at where the rope was snapped.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
It seems to be flammable, like a type of flash cotton.
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait! Why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes!
Special rope. This rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were being launched on stage. The investigation has shown that the location where the rope was snapped was made of flammable material. Okay, I thought at first maybe they just used the fireworks as like a decoy, but no, I guess it might be actually from the fireworks since it is flammable. Okay. Misdirection like the magicians would do. I thought that would be a thing. So wait, we don't need a investigate this anymore or what? Well, I guess we gotta get all the clues here. This is where the magic box was struck. If Cal were inside the box at the moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. Okay. The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck really hard. Apparently this guy has a clue. Maurice? Yo.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Could you tell us who she is? We're Linny and Lenna's attorneys.
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know all this.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Information about the missing lady's identity. Halsey is the missing person. She is a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to break from her own creative work. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Lenny's magic troupe. Alright. Any more? Oh look, we can see like a checklist here. That's pretty cool. I like this, man. It's so cool to see. It's like bringing me back to the Sumeru stuff, like with the
investigation
dream.
team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
But this one feels more interactive, like it's not linear with the clue collecting.
See,
I like this.
I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
I remember I said that it might be rigged because I thought it might choose me or Nouvelette or like someone that was important to, you know, like a playable character. But no, it chose that girl, which, you know, can also be rigged too if they're trying to like kidnap that girl or something.
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
We can press RT right now, apparently. Oh. Wait, this is really cool, man. Like, like a part of me feels kind of worried that maybe the story might be a bit more on, you know, the non-normal gameplay side. That was like one of my issues that I had with the Sumeru quest. Even though the story was really great, I feel like, you know, there could be some more like traveling and combat. You know, the usual stuff that you would play Genshin for.
It turns out that the seat number it picked
Like,
wasn't
I guess we'll
random
see.
at
We just
all.
began the
The
whole
machine
story.
picks that same number
We just
every
began.
time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance.
Let me see that previous line. I was like talking over it. It wasn't random. Okay.
In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
Okay. Well, I just wondered if Linny actually knew, or if someone like tinkered with it at the last minute. Like, yeah, like he probably like maybe tested out before the show started, but then someone came in and then tinkered with it where it would always choose the same seat.
That much checks out. Lenny reserved our seats for us too.
Well, I guess that's also a thing too. I forgot about the seats. Well, no, I guess it could still work. Like, I'm not sure when they reserved a seat, but maybe someone could have like broke in and saw like the list of seats, and then at that moment before the show started, then they tinkered with it. Maybe even after Lenny like made sure to check or something.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lenny.
Thanks, sorry to bother you.
Even though it's bad for Lenny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Random number selector. This device was used during Lenny's magic performance to choose a lucky number of the audience. However, the guards have found that it will generate the exact same number no matter what. Clearly, someone has tampered with it. But you're not sure if I'm, because I feel like normally whenever I explain things, I'm not the best at explaining my points. But hopefully you guys understand me on like what I'm saying. I'm not sure. I just feel like I don't do a good job at that sometimes. But pretty much I just feel like they probably broke in, saw the seats, like the reserved seats, and then they would tamper with I feel like at the very least, if like Lenny would check on the equipment before the show starts, it'll be after that. And that's when it would always spawn the same number. We would need to ask Lenny about that too. If we like checked out the machines, if we knew about that or not. I'm just wondering if people around here can be talked to or not. No, I guess not. It's gonna be the box here next. Okay. It looks like an ordinary box, but Lenny somehow moved instantly from the stage to being inside it. How did he do it? Oh yeah, I'm sure that is one thing I'm kind of thinking about. The thing is, I'm sure there's like something on the stage on the floor, and there might be like a tunnel going under here and then pops in over there. I mean, this thing just like appeared out of nowhere, right? It's not like it's an actual like separate box. I'm sure there's like a tunnel like under these two boxes, like going in between them. I feel like we should even talk to the like I guess the owners of the theater, right? I don't know who owns it, but they probably know the structures of this place, like on how the magic trick is performed. I don't know. Maybe they got permission to construct a tunnel or something. Anyways, I got this person here to talk to. Wait, that's my thought. I'm just thinking of like, how real magicians would do it. There we go.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Wait, who the heck who's he? Oh, he's also just investigating. Okay. I just saw that he had a name. I thought he might be like super important or something.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Paimon was the one that noticed that too.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lenny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Then wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case?
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
That was during that whole countdown thing, right? I'm just wondering if that's like the door. That if it is there, if that door is there, I'm guessing maybe that's a door opening, and that's when she got kidnapped or something. When she was in that box. Strange sound during the magic show. During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that many audience members heard. Yeah, so like, if that was the one during the countdown and that the girl was already in the box, I'm guessing the door that they might have installed below, I'm guessing that opened up, but it was done very loudly. And that's when she got kidnapped. That's what I'm guessing. But yeah, definitely, I can definitely just be wrong here. Wait, hold on. Okay, I can talk to these guys, at least.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Okay. So let's go look around for some more clues. There's Navia. Okay. Hello.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time.
Okay, let me see that again. Everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. What about during the show? See, she was always here.
I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck, but still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave.
Okay, so yeah, if no one came through here, if no one left, then yeah, she would probably then yeah, probably no one left from this side, probably from like a back door maybe.
We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Entrances and exits to the Opera House. No one left the Opera House during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. I don't know, it's a pretty big building. I'm sure there's like more than one way to exit that is not from the front side. Okay. Now what? Oh.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going.
Yeah, let's go to Linny as Linny.
See, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
I guess I was about to make a case against Linny, but I really don't think so, because you know he's got that pyro on him, but he doesn't use a sword or. Oh no, I'm so stupid.
Understood. Then
forgot.
I will be going with you.
It's already been proven
Just so you're
wrong
aware,
about my
I will be
sword
monitoring
theory.
your actions and making notes as necessary.
But yeah, it could be, you know, in a way still be him with his pyro. Oh no, wait, it can't be because they took away the visions. Okay, I just like proved myself wrong like 2 times just now.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived.
Hey, I'm just like thinking way too much.
Who's this?
That I'm just like saying like some nonsense sometimes.
Me? I'm
Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Oh, here we go, below stage. We're gonna see that tunnel going from box to box, probably.
Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Oh, I didn't notice that there was any other things in the box.
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back of the door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention or trying to memorize the looks of the door.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board.
Oh, wow.
So, if
Interesting.
you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
Wait, does that mean there's another box inside this one?
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
There's a box in a box.
Oh, so there was a
I knew it.
passageway under the magic box!
Of course. And this passage linked the two boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
Okay. I was wondering how... Because I also just wondered, like, how the participants would still feel like it would be a magic too. I don't know if they had to like willingly like climb down the ladder and like walk over to the other side. But yeah, I guess it's okay. I can see now. I was wondering about that too during the show.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
Like unless the participant is also like in the act too. But no, I guess it really is just like a audience member.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what about your side of the trick? No, I'm sure he like just ran over to the other side. You know, I don't think he needs to be in a box.
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Oh yeah, I think that was him like maybe at the very end. He just rushed over to the other side. Like maybe Lynette was the one to like escort the audience member, if I had to guess.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
Oh, okay. Dang, okay.
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one
What?
can tell who's who.
I mean, there's a difference in height, if you can memorize that.
And that's my
Is it?
favorite part of
Oh no,
this
that was just
trick.
from that camera angle.
Only Lynette and I can perform it.
Wow.
So that's how it all worked! Wow, every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
That's pretty cool. I never realized that they were twins. So like she was the one like doing all that sad expression when she walked out of that box. Wow. I can tell a lot of thought was put into this.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would.
Now I'm just trying to memorize his face with Lynette.
But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
I mean, there's also that their tattoo thing. Unless they're like a sticker, they can easily like take that out.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime.
Yeah, they had to know about like how this whole thing worked.
Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Okay.
I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Yeah, they have similar eyes, but I feel like Lenny has more of a, I guess, a shiny look to it. Yeah, I can see them being able to switch clothes.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
The magic trick. Lenny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to look by using a box inside a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via the tunnel underneath, and Lenny himself would also use the tunnel to get to the other side. Meanwhile, having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of onstage interactions. Onstage magic box structure. The magic box onstage has an additional layer to its rear, in which Lynette, in Lenny's clothes, remained hidden. She would appear at the end of the magic trick and lead people to believe that Lenny had been able to instantly move to the box on the other side. Audience side magic box structure. The magic box at the center of the audience stands has 2 layers, and beneath it is an entrance to an underground tunnel. That was how the lucky audience member was meant to have been transported without the audience noticing. Yeah, it's cool to notice this. Like, I knew there had to be a tunnel, because I'm just trying to think of like how a magician would do it. But I'm just wondering how much is this inspired by like, you know, real magicians and like what they do with like a box in a box. Because yeah, I don't know like 100% fully on like how it would work. But I feel like a tunnel would be like an obvious thing if you want to do a switch up like this. Anyways, we got plenty of things. Examine the ladder. A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Okay. Now we got a cutscene.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Was it related to that one trick where Lynette was in the water tank? Maybe it was for a trick.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
Was the water from that vase?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
I'm sure it must be the criminal. They were probably like in a rush and knocked it down along the way.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Broken flower vase. Oh, it's a flower vase. Okay, so it definitely would have some water to, you know, for the flower. There are many pieces of the broken flower vase on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely that it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. Yeah, I'm sure the criminal tried to, you know, escort it, like the kidnapped girl, and then knocked us over somehow. Clothing.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
Oh, snap, what? Okay, why? Okay. I don't know why the criminal would need to take off the clothes.
Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Liddy didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Yeah.
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
It's really weird. I can't make any sense of this. The young lady's clothes. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in a tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. I feel like it's got to be some sort of magic. You know, kind of like with how... Like, I don't know if... Well, no, there can't be any visions involved, right? I'm just wondering how Lynette was able to do that one trick in the tank where pretty much her whole body disappeared except for her dress. I don't know if that's the same thing here too. There's something here too.
What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Linny didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Drop hook rope. A rope that has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to one end of this rope. Its use is unclear. Okay. You see my tracks? High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. Okay. Any more? Boxes? Let me just wait for the cooldown. There we go. All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this box to execute their plan. Oh, wait, you think they escaped through here? Here we go.
What is this place?
Looks like a vent. A pretty big vent for someone to easily go into.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Yeah.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
I'm sure if you like even
Perhaps.
tilt the box to a side.
But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
I mean, the box isn't here, right? They could have like maybe, you know, laid down the box and pushed it all the way. Or if they really need to take the person out of the box, they probably like knock the person out and then just drag them all the way. I don't know.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes. And Linny and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Tunnel vent. The tunnel vent looks like it could allow one person passage, but barely. But leaving along with this missing lady seems an unrealistic prospect.
Seems we're
Return
just
to the
about done
surface.
investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Oh. Yes, I know that. Let me return to the surface level. Okay.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable.
Let me just review that again. About the vent. The odds are very low, since it leads to the Opera House's basement. No one left, and no one was found hiding there.
No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neuvillette called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
Wow.
Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
What? I need to go out and farm.
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
Jeez.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Me too.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Now's not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Is there like a kitchen to this place that we can go to? It's the only thing I can think of.
You're carrying a portable stove with you?
Alright. It's a pretty big portable stove.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
So do you just carry that wherever you go?
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
And he carries all the food ingredients. He's the fridge.
Good work, you two. Then I'll
He's
get
the
to
pantry.
it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
Okay.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Must be a Spina di Rosula, a thing. And Navia methodically handles the ingredients and pulls fresh macarons.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. have these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Yes. Dude, I like these two NPCs a lot. That's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Thank you. Why don't you take a break as well?
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Alright. So,
All right then.
let's talk.
Down to business.
Yes.
As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
So apart from the twins, we're left with the 2 other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel.
Oh, that could be it too. I thought maybe the box would go all the way. And then, but like, you know, in the process, he just accidentally knocked down the vase because he was in a hurry. Like whoever the criminal is.
Resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction.
That's true. I don't know why the clothes need to come off. It just sounds really weird.
Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
That makes sense. I mean, we saw like other costumes in there too. Okay.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this 3rd person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this 3rd person, but the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
Halsey make modifications to the magic props. What if it's Cowl though? What if he like faked his death? You think like maybe he drinks like some kind of like tea or something to like slow down his heart rate where he would be considered dead? I forgot. I've heard that before. I forgot where I heard that from. Oh no, I think it was X-Men, where like someone tried to play dead by like I guess getting some kind of like medication where they slow down the heart rate so that they can appear dead. But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick would work.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with
Yeah,
the
I'm just wondering if
setup, she
Cowl
would
is
need to understand the
doing that to
entire
himself.
trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
No. I thought it was 3 each.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon
Why are we discussing this? It's fine if you eat them. If you eat them, you eat them.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
What if this conversation just is actually like a hint? Like it would actually give us an idea that will lead to like another piece of evidence. Maybe that's why we're talking about this, but we'll find it out in the next video, guys. So yeah, that'll be it for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good